The following podcast contains opinions from paid professionals. The information provided in this podcast is general in nature and not advice. For free and confidential support, call 1800 858 858 or visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.
This is a great treat. One of the great stories of the week, one of the great stories of the year, I reckon. It is just a pleasure to welcome a friend of both of ours and now Melbourne Cup winning jockey, Robbie Dolan, to the podcast. Welcome, mate. And we're so pumped for you and we're so excited for you and everything that not only today holds, but what yesterday held and what the future does as well.
Yeah, thanks very much. Sounds good, doesn't it? Melbourne Cup winning jockey.
I don't think it'll ever grow old, mate. I tell you what does grow old is a hangover. How are you feeling?
Oh, I feel a bit rough, actually. I felt all right earlier on, doing all the interviews and stuff. But it's starting to catch up on me now.
Hey, we've got a gift. And you got your Melbourne Cup yesterday, and that was obviously the gift of a lifetime. I'm sure you gotten bottles of champagne, maybe some Irish whiskey, God knows what, but we will send this to you this week. Can you see that? We have gotten the front page of The Age framed for you, showing this, I think, one of the most iconic moments in sport of 2024. Arms out, looking up above, going, yes.
It is an elite photo, mate. As soon as I saw
class.
the front page, it's just so good.
It's all framed, ready for home, so you and the girls can enjoy it for many years to come.
Oh, that's unbelievable. Thank you.
And you're also there with Kamala and Trump.
Yeah, on a very historic day.
You share the front
I reckon
page.
if I ran for election now, I might win. You know that?
Hey, you're flying that well at the moment. Hey, take us through yesterday morning and what happened before you jumped on board Knight's Choice. What was your thought process? Did you think you could win it?
Yeah, I was actually in the zone, to be honest. I was confident the horse would run really well. Didn't know if he could win. Like, you really never know in them sort of races, but you're very optimistic or else you wouldn't be there. The key to him is a dry track. And he's run last week at Bendigo. I'm telling you now, like, people are probably going back to watch it over again. But it was a cheeky run that people didn't even realise because they were too busy watching the winner that won by 5 lengths. I pretty much got held up on him from the bottom of the straight. I had to sort of weave a passage, didn't have a lot of room, but through the line was very good and on a dry track. And that was just really confirming me that he'd stay 2 mile all day on a dry track.
And it was a remarkable situation that even led to you having an association with this stable and this horse, because it was essentially your singing career that led you to your Melbourne Cup winner on was it a cruise ship?
Yeah, that's right. That's funny now that you say that. It actually, if it wasn't a singer, I probably wouldn't win the Melbourne Cup. I didn't even think of that. But yeah, that's right. I met Sheila on the P&O cruise. Shout out to P&O. Give me a free cruise, please.
I think there's a Disney one going around soon. That'd be good for you and the girls.
Mate, Melbourne Cup winner now. He gets free cruises everywhere he goes. Yeah.
Anyway, I met her on the Melbourne Cup cruise like 2 years ago, and she basically had the Melbourne Cup, and I was singing, and I met her and took a photo with the cup, and we done a few interviews and stuff together, and then and we won a Melbourne Cup. Crazy. I'm at Macedon Lodge here.
Are you in a stable?
I am at the stables, yeah.
Are you sitting in a box at the moment with some shavings underneath you or something? Oh, it's an amazing property.
This is some spot.
Well, I'll tell you what,
isn't
it's had many a Melbourne Cup winner come through at Macedon Lodge, and maybe that was the magic element to it because, yeah, as you said, that Bendigo Cup run had a bit of merit, but this horse was at the price that the market had it for a reason. The runs prior to that were a little quiet, but clearly, as you said, it was all that track condition. Tell me at which point in the race you thought, I got a handle on this now, and I think I'm about to win my first Melbourne Cup.
Yeah, probably. I'd say at the 300, I was thinking I'm actually going pretty well here, and these horses around me are dropping off pretty quick. So probably at that stage, sorry, Maisie's going mad over
I can
there.
hear her.
I can hear her.
Is she all right?
It's grand. She's just tired and fed up.
Yeah, she would be.
She kind of wishes I didn't win the Melbourne Cup now.
Yeah, Dad's total rock star now. No, that's all right. Kids
It
do that.
might help her future just quietly. So
Yeah, absolutely.
So at the
100%.
300, you thought, okay, I've just got to have the gaps open up for me at the right spots here because I don't want to go around any more horses. And
Yeah.
the overhead kind of showed that it was like the seas parting at the exact right time.
Yeah, I think three of you kind of made the run. I mean, we were lucky enough to sit there and watch a replay last night, Robbie, but at the casino. But three of them made their run at the same time. So you had Karen making the run on Absurd. You had the Japanese horse Warp Speed to your outside. And you were always going to get the pick of the gap because it did open up directly in front of you. But
Yeah.
when you went past Zardozi, is that when you went, right, this is now in the bag?
Yeah, pretty much. I thought the Godolphin horse was going to win and I was going to run top 5. And then I pulled my stick through to the left hand and he just exploded away. And then I could hear the Japanese raider coming and I was confident I won. But then through the line, he asked me, he said, did I win? And I was just like, oh, no, I lost. Because normally when that happens, you don't win.
Mm.
But we got the job done.
You did. Hey, I just wanted to quickly touch on the offer that
Yeah.
the stable got for this horse because it was really criticised at the time that there'd been a big money offer from overseas and they said, no, we want to stick with this horse. And maybe the performances recently have maligned what is a ridiculous record. I mean, they have had a lot of fun and now that's justification for that decision, isn't it, this Melbourne Cup?
Absolutely. And look, the owner explained to me last night, he's like, yeah, they turned down the money, but they don't regret it. At least it's even before the Melbourne Cup, they don't regret it because the amount of good days they've had, obviously a couple of wins they had with him, and then they had a great day out at the Golden Eagle that day. He didn't run very well, but great day out in the Golden Eagle. Then he's running a Caulfield Cup. They all went to the Bendigo Cup, Melbourne Cup, like that. You can't buy that stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's well, you can if you got a lot of money, but
Well, there's
but
only
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you can't just say, oh, I'm going to have a Melbourne Cup runner this year.
No.
It just doesn't work like that.
No.
I think there's only 3 of them in it.
Yeah.
So it also makes it an easier decision there. You know, if
If there's 30, it's like, oh, God, that's hard work.
it
but-
makes it a little bit
There's
tough because a
3.
lot of them need the money.
Mm.
I mean, it's as simple as that.
Last night, who was the most famous person who sent you a message or gave you a call?
Probably you, actually.
No, I popped into the bar and I went and said hi and
Good.
said congrats. And we sat around for a while eating popcorn and having a couple of waters at that stage, actually.
I tell-
Now,
Yeah.
genuinely, did you get any really cool messages?
I had a lot of random people message me. Probably like I had like Tom Magner
Oh, wow.
send a lovely message to me and you know, like I'm just trying to think.
No, that's cool, though.
Actually, I haven't really went through all of my messages because if I did, it would have taken me 4 hours. I can't even believe the amount of messages that I'm after receiving, like in the hundreds, probably in the thousands, actually.
Mm.
Have you
So I
heard-
haven't really went through. So there could be like, I don't know, Katy Perry or something could
Yeah.
be in there, but I don't know.
100%.
I haven't even looked.
I mean, you're a music fan. You never know. Like, obviously, you got to sing with Ronan Keating today. Some of your big, like,
Yeah.
Irish heroes, singing wise, might have. I mean, Bono loves the Melbourne Cup. He really does. You never know.
Well, he would have watched it and he would have been gone, yeah. The Irish lad.
Let's
Hey,
hope.
on the Irish lad aspect to it, so Ireland was expected to fare well in the Melbourne Cup, but not many anticipated that would be through you winning it. Have you heard much of the response from Ireland? Because we all know from everyone that travels over and from the stories you guys tell that country absolutely loves the Melbourne Cup and the history of it.
Yeah, it's pretty big over there. It's you know, like I've had my sisters on the radio and stuff in Ireland, our local town, and neighbors knocking on the door and little things like that. You know, that means a lot. I think it's the little things like that. It's pretty cool. You know, somebody said to me that I'm only the second Irish jockey ever to win it behind Mick Canaan. So if that's a true fact, that's pretty crazy.
What about having your dad there yesterday? That was a bit of a surprise. He flew in on the weekend, courtesy of your lovely fiance.
Yeah, crazy. He just like it's probably the best trip to Australia of all time. He just flew in, went to the Melbourne Cup. Actually, he flew in. We went to watch Cam Smith play golf. Then he went to the Melbourne Cup. We won the Melbourne Cup. Had a big session, and now he's flying home tonight.
Did you put him up the front of the plane this time?
I don't know. I have no idea. I think he's in the back, but he
What are
probably
you
asleep
doing?
the whole way.
Let's face it, a seat at the
I don't get that Melbourne Cup money for a month, you know.
Put it on credit.
a seat at the front would be wasted. He's not going to wake up
In no man's
for
land.
more
He'll
than
be asleep.
a
whole
second
way.
of that.
That is an elite trip, isn't it?
Oh man, we were so happy for you, and feel free to say to me, I'd prefer not to talk about it, but as I understand it, you and your partner had a really tough time with Maisie. Like things were pretty dire early, and she managed to pull through. Beautiful little kid, and you guys are a lovely, happy family now. But do you reflect at all on those really difficult months that you guys had as a family, and just say, look at where we are now? That picture of you guys wheeling her on the suitcase out of Flemington yesterday
It's a great
probably
photo.
my favourite
Pretty
photo.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was tough. You know, like she was in the hospital for over 100 days.
Mm.
So yeah, it's mad. It's like something you don't really think about. Like when we went in there, like I wouldn't have heard of a NICU. You know what I mean? But you go in and there's just like 50 babies in there, and they're all like in the incubators and stuff, and the nurses are working 24/7, and you know, it's just little things you don't like. They're like unspoken heroes. You know what I mean? It's mental. But no, she's flying. Like we never really had any real issues along the way, thankfully. Like she was a preemie, but it was nice, smooth sailing pretty much all the way through the NICU. Maybe a couple of things here and there, but nothing drastic. And she's an absolute lunatic now.
Well, the apple doesn't fall far.
My firstborn, as I've discussed this with Robbie and Claire before, like my firstborn was not as preemie as Maisie, but he was 40 days in NICU to begin with as well. And I tell you what, there's something about that. My firstborn's a lunatic as well. There's something in it, Robbie. There's something in it.
Oh, stop.
I just think to see them happy and healthy now, though.
Yeah, for sure.
And you know what? I completely understand as a first-time parent steaming in, as you say, you have no idea what you're doing.
No.
You have no idea that stuff even exists before you need it. You really need it. So after it all happens yesterday, you now famously said, I don't even know where to go. Do you remember any of the post-race, or is it just an absolute blur?
It's just a blur, to be honest. It's
Mm.
I can't even like fathom it. It's like you're just getting herded around, you know. Like there's a lady that was literally just bringing me around. Like, you got to talk to this guy now. Then you're doing this guy and that guy, and then him, and then don't speak to him for another hour, and then him over there. It's just mental.
That was
you know?
Maggie.
Yeah.
Maggie. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Maggie is brilliant. Maggie Payne.
Yeah.
Shout out Maggie Payne, legend.
Yeah.
And yeah.
You'll get to soak in, and hopefully you get to watch some of the stuff that you've done over the last couple of days. Obviously, you'll rewatch the replay a lot because it's anytime you go to speak at a function or, you're on
That's-
telly, they'll.
Sorry
There!
to interrupt you. That's my friend Ben.
Hey, Ben.
He's absolutely
Cast.
in bits.
Yeah, he's cast, isn't he?
Ben, happy too.
How many's he had today? I mean, I don't think you've had too many, Robbie.
No, we haven't. We've only had one beer this morning, didn't we?
This morning.
Or you have to have a little morning glory, you know.
Well, you need to just
Settle
keep it going.
settle the
Otherwise,
dust. I get
the
it.
crash should be
Well, I have to
significant.
go and sing with Ronan Keaton, so I needed to get the confidence up, you know.
Tomorrow you got to ride at Ipswich. So how's that going to go?
Yeah. No, I have someone that's organising that all for me tomorrow. I think I'm pretty sure I'll be bringing the cup to Ipswich, and they're
Cool.
doing like photos and some media stuff, and we'll have like a security guard looking after the cup in the meeting.
I
well,
mean,
in the
you
meeting
were
and stuff.
already a rock star. Like, you were already a rock star, and now look at him.
Yeah. It's awesome to see.
Gone to the next level.
I'm suspended for a week after tomorrow.
Oh,
and
perfect.
thank God for that.
Yeah. It's going to be a busy week regardless. Hey, I have got a bone to pick with you.
Oh, go on, hit me.
So you said it was all a blur post race, right? But after you had the presser and you got wheeled over to have a chat to us on Sky Racing,
Yeah.
we
I left you hanging.
yeah, mate.
I didn't see that film yet. Have you got a picture of it? Or a video?
I'll send it to you, man.
Mate,
it is.
It's as bad as it gets.
It's bad. There's a laptop technically like just in the way, but I swear if you didn't come back to me, if you didn't eventually shake my hand, I said to him, I'd still be there with my hand out. Like I was so committed.
He wanted to shake BP's hand first. I mean, he's another former Melbourne Cup winning jockey. You're
get
not.
it. I get it. And maybe M thinks I went a touch early. I'm happy to accept that maybe there's
send it to you,
10% of the blame, but please, just erase it from your memory because I've already been sent it about 15 times.
Have ya?
Well, I hosted all Derby Day, all Cup Day. The only thing I get sent any of the coverage is the Melbourne Cup winner,
It's
fresh
the same
airing me.
anytime. Yeah. What's next, mate? What's on the bucket list? What do you want to do now? Because like it will change your life. You don't know in which way yet, but it will.
I want to go
change
to
your
bed.
life.
That's what I want to do.
Okay.
When do you get to do that?
Not till tonight, about 11 o'clock.
Oh, shit.
Okay. Well, will you get to
I'm
take
sorry.
the cup back to Ireland and see your mum and stuff, or?
My bucket list is I'd love to bring the cup back to Ireland.
Yeah.
That's what I'd love to do now. You know, it might not be for a few months or whatever, but that'd be pretty cool. You know,
Yeah.
I'd have to bring it home to Ireland and put it on the mantelpiece in my in my home house where I grew up and where I left. You know, with me bags packed all them years ago to come over here.
Oh.
Hey, that'd be a great thing for Sky Racing and maybe even Channel 7 to cover.
Might get a free holiday out of that,
They
actually.
could send, don't you think? They
We
could
need a
send a
roving
Tell you what,
presenter or two?
if you guys fly me over in business class, you can come with me.
Okay, great. We'll sort it out.
Leave it with
Sort it
me.
out.
Hey, mate, we're
Righto.
so happy for you. Well done. It's
Thank
just an
you.
immense achievement. It'll change your life, but also all the hard work that's led up to this point in time has now paid off to a degree that I don't think any jockey can ever imagine it would. Like, you can always dream about winning a Melbourne Cup, but very few are able to achieve it. So congrats.
Yeah.
Thanks very much.
And please get some medical attention to Ben.
And
Benny, all
yourself.
right?
Oh, dear. Oh, he looks real
He's
bad.
lame all four.
Yeah, 5 out of 5.
Thanks, boys. I'll see you.
See you, mate.
Ciao,
Well done.
Robbie.
Bye. Bye.
Robbie Dolan there, Melbourne Cup winning jockey, and we'll make sure that this gets up to the Sunshine State for him to put on his walls.
Mate, it's awesome. I love it. And I love him. He's great.
You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.